think the choice of Hamlet as a play for these third years to perform right now felt really relevant because they've spent the last year sort of cut off from their families and friends. They've been incredibly isolated. There's been a huge interruption in their training, and like the younger characters in the play, they've had to deal with the aftermath of a huge trauma. They're sort of really in the wake of a huge event that's rippling out throughout their world and throughout sort of wider society. And they're having to negotiate reimagining their future. And I think that's something that the cast have definitely brought into the rehearsal room. They have a really innate understanding of that sense of disconnection and the need to reconnect. And it's allowed us to really focus on sort of the very specific circumstances of the people within the world of the play.
I think Hamlet goes through several stages throughout the play. At the start, when we first see him, he's kind of mourning the death of his father, kind of lost without a purpose. Then when, Horatio comes in and tells him that his father's spirit has come back, there's like a lifeline. And then when he meets the ghost, it's the kind of decision that he's going to become mad on the outside. He's going to get rid of all the customs that come with royalty and nobility. And yeah, I think and then from that point on, he makes his voice heard through very meticulous planning and, a mixture of meticulous planning and like in the moment, spur of the moment, kind of, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think as one of only 2 women written in the play, Ophelia's voice is very important. And what we tried to explore during rehearsal was to not let her be passive, to not let her be a pushover that just, gets told what to do and does that. But she has a strong voice, she knows what she wants, and especially towards the end of the play, that her madness is not her just unravelling, it's actually very decisive, and she knows what she needs to show people to make them understand her. And it's not, as it might be seen from the outside, as a complete breakage, but and in some ways it is, but it is very decisive and to the point and direct.
I think with playing Horatio, a lot of why that character's there and what they want and what they need to do is about supporting Hamlet and doing what Hamlet needs at that time. I think she has like a really good understanding of grief and that no one else is being there for him. So how she swoops in as the best friend to basically do what he needs to do and support him and actually just listen to him. I think that's probably the most important thing that she does to help other people be heard, is just listen to them.
I think I'd start by saying that I think it's really important that we cover stories that include, especially today, young male characters who experience vulnerability and who are openly vulnerable in expressing their opinions and breaking down the stereotypes that we've built in society, that males need to be strong both physically and mentally. And I think what the play itself does so well is it gives characters such as Laertes a real arc of vulnerability, and I think, personally, I think that's why Shakespeare's work will always be relevant, and I think that's why it is so relevant, because he's written a character like Laertes who is so openly vulnerable, and I think tries somewhat to hide that vulnerability in anger and frustration, but I think deep down he's just a character who is deeply affected by the loss of his father.